Okay, so now we are ready to start looking at the homework associated with vectors, okay? So you'll notice here that in our module number 2 for vectors, down here is our second assignment. So we're going to click on that assignment, and it's going to reference the end of chapter problems in chapter 3. These problems are going to start on page 67, at the bottom of page 67, and then continue. So additionally, you're going to notice that I do have a chapter 3 answer key here for you. So this is only final answers, but you're going to have to show how you get them. But I think it's nice for you guys to have the ability to look at the final answer, compare it to what you have to make sure you're on the right track. And then that way you can troubleshoot it or ask me if you're unsure, how I got a certain answer here. Okay. So those are out there for you to reference as you go through. So as we look, oops, let me click back in there. We're going to be starting with 320, 323, 325. Let's see what those look like in our book. So again, problems start at the end of the chapter on page 67, but number 20 is on page 69 in the first column. It says here, for the vectors shown in this figure right here down below, graphically determine the resultant using A plus B. So they're giving you the equation. So when they give you the equation, you need to add them in that order. Okay. So they're giving you A plus B. Now, I think their vectors here look a little weird. So don't get confused by that. You want to draw this exactly to 10 units long. Now they're not giving you inches or inches per second or anything like that. So it's just 10 units long. And your arrowhead will go at the end. Okay, so it's going to be going to the right and it's going to be 10 units long. For B, it's going to be 30 degrees going up and to the right at 15 units long. So whether that's inches or millimeters, whatever you want to work in, feel free to do that in CAD, but do these in AutoCAD to get the value. And then you're going to start and you're going to determine your resultant. Now, this is just like the very first problem that we looked at. So this is not the answer. But what I'm going to do is go back to AutoCAD here and I'm going to pull up this. Okay. So you're going to determine your A plus your B. This is not your answer key, but once you get everything in here, what you're going to be handing in is the screen snip of your actual problem here that you did. So you're going to do the Windows Shift S, and then you're going to take your screenshot. Okay, or use the snipping tool app if you wanted to. And then now you have this on your clipboard. So then you can simply open up, I've got to open up Word or any other type of document. If you want to do Google Docs, you certainly may do that. And I'm just going to start blank. But what I do want you to do is make sure you don't have to tell me it's chapter 3, module 2, and your name, because that I get from the Dropbox or the assignment upload. But I do want to know what your problem is that you're working on, because sometimes students will simply they'll just start, putting them on, and I don't know what problem you're referencing. Okay. And sometimes students don't put them in order. So I want the problem identified, and then we're just going to do Control V. And now this is in place here. Okay. So that is what you would do for showing me how you do the actual problem for 320. Okay. So that's that one. Then you're going to do 323. Okay. This one says they want you to find the resultant of A plus B plus C. So you've got 3 vectors now that you're going to add. Do that very same thing. Get a screen snip, making sure that you have your angle, your resultant identified, and then the magnitude of the resultant, and then also arrowheads on everything. Okay, that's a big deal. Then you're going to be doing number 25. Number 25 is adding, looks like 5 vectors. So you've got A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, A, B, C, D, and E. All right. So those are those. Let's go back and look at our assignment. Then we're going to skip over and we're going to go to number 32, 44, 45. Let's see what those look like. So 32 is at the bottom of page 69 down here. Sorry, I must have accidentally grabbed those, but these are going to be vector subtractions. And you're going to go back to the same diagram that you did for number 20. But this time you're going to do J is equal to A minus B. So save those original orientations. And now you can just copy and paste, but add the negative B to A. Okay. Then you're going to turn the page. And for number 44, you're going to do the vector subtraction for that one. And that's going to go back to problem number 23. So this is going to be C plus A minus B. So if we go to, you already did the orientations for each one of those vectors. So now you can copy and paste those and then change the one that you need to make to be a negative value and then add those 3 vectors. And then number 48 is going to be for those vectors, you're now going to do C plus A minus B plus D minus E. Okay, so here's some subtraction, and this is going to be going back to number 25 that you did this original one for. So again, original orientations, copy and paste, but now you're going to have to do 2 negative values and then add them tip to tail. Okay. Any questions so far? All right, then let's take a peek, go back. We've got 49. Oh, we'll keep, I guess we'll keep it. I'll uncross out 49. So for that, for that same vector. So number 49 says, see, number 49 is right after 48, using the very same 325. You're just gonna do now B minus D plus A minus C plus E. So another arrangement of that same thing. Okay. And finding then the resultant, and we're going to call that one K. Then the last 2 problems you're going to do are going to be 58 and 59. So notice here for 58, this is going to be having a vector equation. Here's the vector equation written. And here's what you know and don't know. So in this case, you've got 2 unknown magnitudes, C and E. Okay. And you're going to have to solve for their magnitudes. And here's your equation. Okay. And then down below for 59, you're going to find the 2 magnitudes for F and D. And then starting at the top here is your equation, ending with D and then equal to E plus F. And that's and using those vectors down below. Okay. So we got a little bit of every one of those items in the lecture for chapter 3. At the moment, for those who are here, does anybody have any questions at all on our, and I'll open up the chat, I'll stop sharing for a second. Any questions at all on any one of those, problems as we see it? Crystal clear. Okay. All right. So that sounds good. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys work independently on those problems. And, I'll kind of hang around here. If you didn't want to hang around, we're going to treat this just like our normal lab time. So if you didn't want to hang around and wanted to go elsewhere, that's totally fine. Otherwise, I'm here to answer any questions that you have. So I'm going to stop recording.